she was going on in one of her segments about rape fantasy and how rape fantasy is perfectly normal and perfectly common, and if you have fantasies of being raped, if that's what you need to get off, that's okay, that there's nothing wrong with you. And I'm here to tell you, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you or your partner. I'm not saying you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but don't play with that. Don't play with that shit. Don't play with rape fantasy. Being, PTSD, C-PTSD moment. Being violated against your will or before your understanding is horrifying. And the idea that professionals are telling people that rape fantasy is normal. Here, I'm going to interpret for you, okay? I'm going to be Luther here. I'm going to interpret for you. What they're saying is society is so sick that we have disconnected from each other intimately to the point that we have to do crazy-ass things like fantasize that we are with somebody else, that we are somewhere else, that we look like something else. We have to wear something else. We have to pretend that we are being violated. These things, do whatever you want in your bedroom. But if you are uncomfortable with something that is being done, don't let anyone tell you it's normal. Not for them to be pushing it on you, not for you to be wanting it. Don't hate yourself if you want it either. I understand, because I was there when I was very young. My sexual experiences were so young and so confusing, and then I had a mixture of love for my niece and nephew and hatred for my assailant, and it was just a mess. And then later I felt so guilty because I also had rape fantasy, and I worked it out with a therapist and discovered that, you know, the reason for that was, like I've talked about in previous live streams, we're getting nitty-gritty here, but people who have sex willingly the first time, whether it was a good decision or not, it probably wasn't, but at least you had feelings that got you into the thing. Those of us that were sexually assaulted and groomed never developed those feelings, but we do have a body. So we felt physical sensations, and then the physical sensations, what happens is later in life, when you meet someone you really do want to be with, and let's, in a perfect world, say you even should be. They're vetted, they meet all your requirements, you love them, they love you. But when the physical attraction that pulls you there starts, a person with CPTSD from childhood sexual assault feels guilt and shame. And they might probably, I didn't know that's what I was feeling until I dissected it. But it leads to bad decisions. It leads to shutting down when you really don't want to. And you don't know you're doing it because this is your life experience. And so what I have to do is on a one-on-one level and in workshops is work with people to understand that there is another level of intimacy. And no, I don't touch you. I'm not that kind of a therapist. Please stop sending me dick pics and porn clips, please. It's traumatizing. I don't do this because it's easy. I do this because it's necessary for change to happen. And I have had many people, and you go on Reddit or Quora, you know, my boyfriend, my husband, blah, blah, wants rape fantasy. My wife or person that has CPTSD wants this, to be violated. This stuff is stuff that makes you should call a therapist. And not go get on drugs. I mean, it's time to reprocess your memories. It's time to reprocess your memories, and it's time to learn another level of intimacy that only comes in a relationship that is bonded and that you trust. So, That's why I only do relational sexuality too, because I firmly believe in bonded relationships. I firmly believe, I mean, once I make a commitment, as long as you're good to me, and I will keep loving you. You know, I've been hit, I've been cheated on, I never walked away lightly. I see now that I picked according to my experience, and I picked people that were emotionally unavailable because I secretly liked it that way. I thought I wanted more. And it's the same, going back to the rape fantasy. See where I'm going with this? Because of your dissociation, there's a line where you remember sensation. And that line, you hit a wall of violation. So here's sensation starting, violation is the cause of it. So now on the other side of it is dissociation. I gotta write that down. A lot of Asians, but it all makes sense, doesn't it? And that dissociation is a veil over the rest of your experiences. And somewhere in the middle is the place where you felt physical, where you felt able, just physical sensations that were sexual. And it's natural and normal then to have rape fantasy. It is not natural and normal to want to have it, and it is not natural and normal for someone to push it on you. So don't let them do that. And you yourself, if that's the thing, I'm sorry I used to say message me, but I'm getting hundreds of messages a day now, and I'm going to put up an appointment calendar, and I'm going to talk to people via an appointment calendar. And I'm not going to, like, charge you $69 or anything, you know. It'll be, like, free consultation and $5. Because I want to help people, and I also have to have the time and the resources to do this. And there's workbooks that need to come out, so please subscribe. That'd be very helpful. I give $5 a month to, like, save animals and whales and wildlife and advocate for legal change. I'm thinking that Sweet Survivor would be a good place for your $5, wouldn't it? Please, please, please. You can go to LindaKayGifford.com. You can go to SweetSurvivor.com or ThoseNastyWomen.com. You guessed it, they all go to the same place. Also, SweetShoppingGroup.com is available there and being revamped right now. And I buy only from women and community artists and entrepreneurs, and I've been continuously open right through a pandemic since 2017. So please support the Sweet Shopping Group. There's about 250 on any given day gifts that are made by people that if you want to talk to them, if you have a translator probably, some of them, saying I know where they are, who they are, women and family and community run operations, many of whom are giving impoverished women an alternative to sex work and rescuing victims. So please support the Sweet Shopping Group at SweetSurvivor.com, at ThoseNastyWomen.com. You get the drift. Okay.